What happens when loyalty shatters? Watch as WWE delivers a heart-wrenching message to Roman Reigns after his shocking betrayal of Paul Heyman. You won't believe the fallout. The fallout. Roman Reigns' betrayal of Paul Heyman sets WrestleMania 41 on fire. The WWE Universe is still reeling from Roman Reigns' shocking betrayal of Paul Heyman on Monday Night Raw, a moment that has sent shockwaves through the wrestling world. For years, Heyman stood loyally by Reigns' side, orchestrating his dominance as the tribal chief, the head of the table, and the most feared champion in WWE history. But now, with Heyman aligning himself with CM Punk ahead of WrestleMania 41, Reigns has made it clear, loyalty is a one-way street. The end of an era. Since his return at SummerSlam 2020, Roman Reigns' entire reign of terror has been built on the foundation of Paul Heyman's mind games. Heyman was the architect, the puppet master who ensured Reigns remained untouchable, whether through underhanded tactics, psychological warfare, or outright intimidation. But now, with Heyman choosing Punk over him, Reigns finds himself in unfamiliar territory, alone. The tension had been building for weeks, when CM Punk returned to WWE and immediately set his sights on the main event of WrestleMania. Heyman's past loyalties resurfaced. The promise he made to Punk over a decade ago, that he would be by his side if he ever main evented the show of shows, was one Heyman refused to break. Reigns, however, saw it as the ultimate betrayal. Last night on Raw, the dam finally burst. After a heated confrontation between Reigns, Punk, and Seth Rollins, the tribal chief snapped. With Heyman standing between them, Reigns shoved his longtime advisor to the ground, a look of cold fury in his eyes. The message was clear: you're either with me, or you're against me. WWE's cryptic six-word message. WWE's official Instagram account wasted no time reacting to the segment, posting a simple but loaded caption. The tribal chief stands alone now. 6 words that speak volumes. Reigns has spent years demanding absolute loyalty. But now, without Heyman, he faces his greatest challenge yet. For the first time in his historic championship run, he enters WrestleMania without his Wiseman, and against 2 of the most dangerous opponents of his career. Seth Rollins and CM Punk, a dangerous alliance. While Reigns' betrayal of Heyman is the headline, the dynamic between Seth Rollins and CM Punk adds another layer of intrigue. Rollins, who has his own complicated history with both Reigns and Punk, has been vocal about his distrust of Heyman. Last week, he claimed he was owed a favor after sparing Heyman from a vicious stomp, a debt that may come into play at WrestleMania. Will Rollins and Punk work together to dethrone Reigns, or will their own past conflicts resurface at the worst possible moment? Punk has never been one to share the spotlight, and Rollins is notorious for playing mind games. If they turn on each other, Reigns could capitalize. But if they stay united, the tribal chief may finally meet his end. Heyman's revenge. Will he cost Reigns the title? The biggest question now is, what will Paul Heyman do at WrestleMania? For years, he was Reigns' most dangerous weapon. Now he could become his greatest enemy. Heyman is a master manipulator, and if he feels scorned, there's no telling how far it'll go to ensure Reigns loses everything. Will he interfere in the match? Will he help Punk secure the victory? Or will he pull one last trick, revealing that this was all part of a grand scheme to make Reigns even stronger? One thing is certain, WrestleMania 41's main event just became must-see. The stakes have never been higher. Roman Reigns' legacy is on the line. If he loses at WrestleMania, his historic championship reign, one of the greatest in WWE history, will be over. Worse, it will be at the hands of 2 men he once called brothers, Rollins, and a rival he never fully conquered, Punk. But if he wins, if he overcomes the odds without Heyman, then he cements himself as the most dominant force in WWE history. No Wiseman needed. The tribal chief stands alone now, and at WrestleMania 41, the world will find out if that's enough. Final thoughts. The breakup between Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman is more than just a storyline. It's a seismic shift in WWE's landscape. Heyman's presence has defined Reigns' reign, and without him, the tribal chief is vulnerable. Meanwhile, CM Punk and Seth Rollins have the chance to make history by toppling the most dominant champion of the modern era. Will Reigns prove he never needed Heyman, or will his betrayal be the beginning of his downfall? One night, one match, no Wiseman. WrestleMania 41 will decide it all.